Good morning, everybody.
Knock on wood.
I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we're what are we? Real Estate Jerky.
Yeah,
and we're the daily. Each week we do daily during the week, and then we have our weekend show. Which this weekend I think we're having
Courtney Buford
from Las Vegas. That's correct.
Real Broker LLC
versus the fake brokers.
Yeah,
you know, I always hate the fake brokers.
CCL.
And again, and if you're listening to this on the podcast, we appreciate you doing that. We're trying to get the word out about real estate and how it's not a time not to buy, but it's a time to actually invest in it more.
Yes.
I'm trying to get rid of this noise that's making noise over here, so I apologize.
I don't hear it.
I heard it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Because I'll hear it again.
You may hear it again.
And I might not, you know.
So interesting things happening in the world.
Really? What's the interesting thing?
Well, you know, you've got the...
You want to do your numbers first since you have...
Yeah, we can do that. But you got the hurricane that happened in, was it Florida?
Uh-huh. Category 1.
Somebody said when Joe goes to talk about it, he's going to say that one time a roll of toilet paper fell off of his bathroom vanity during a windstorm one time.
I thought you were going to say, I almost lost my Corvette and my wife. That's what he said last time. Yeah. When the hurricane came through in Florida and I was in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Oh, that's yours.
Get over to your own, sir.
How do I do that? Go over here.
There
we go. Look at that. I think we
okay, there's nothing new. You sure that's a new one?
That is it. We're just going over it again on Friday. That's the one that I pulled up on Wednesday.
Okay.
And I did look for a new one, but they don't have a new one ending yet because the weekend's today, September 1st.
Right. Well, and then it's probably add like another 200 and something. You know, I mean, it's averaging 268 a month for us.
And the moral of the story goes, not much is changing. It's got its trajectory and it's staying kind of flat as far as listings go. No inventory, perfect time to buy.
Right, hold on. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, what you're not seeing is we have 482
that's right.
482 homes closed sales per day here in California. We have 503 pending sales per day in California. Now we're going to echo this together.
Yeah, 610 new listings per day in California for the week ending August 26th. 2023.
Right. So what we're showing is basically on average in California, we're closing 268 homes a month. No, is that correct? This is all of California.
This is all of California.
In Stanislaus County is 268 homes.
Right.
Yeah. So this right here, we're probably on scale to get back to what we originally thought of 151,000 closings for the year, which normally we do. How many? 400.
It was 400 and what was the number? 420,000? 450?
So, yeah, it was 450,000 normally in California a year. We're not going to be anywhere close to that because those existing home sales just aren't showing up.
482.
All right, I'm going to jump into
Go for it.
All right, so I came across this morning. It says Americans living paycheck to paycheck. If you're making over 100,000, 44% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. If you're making under 50,000, 78% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. First of all, I'm going to say if this is in California, all these people are living paycheck to paycheck, period.
Right.
Yeah. But this is like across the country. It was on Fox News this morning. I was like, that's very sad that we're in this situation because of inflation, that people are living paycheck to paycheck like this.
Yeah. He's done a great job for the economy.
Well, you know, they said yesterday that Jean-Pierre said that he has done more for the border than any other president in history. Yeah, and it is correct, but he's made it more fluid so people can just run across. And
I don't think they run. I think they just saunter.
Well, they want to get caught.
Yeah.
Except for the ones with all the drugs. So they send the flood of the ones they want to get caught as they go around and bring all the meth and everything else in our country.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just want to remind everybody, Monday is Labor Day. Woo-hoo. Market's going to be closed, so there's going to be no real estate jerky on Monday.
Or Tuesday.
Ed's not going to get back until Tuesday, so there's no on Tuesday because Mike won't do it by himself.
No, because I'm scared. I don't know how to do these things. I'm to be afraid I'd mess everything up.
Oh, big deal. All right, so if you look
I'm really not scared.
I know. Stocks and bonds today made minor gains. First, it was like showing really good because the BLS report came out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a very how would you say it's two personalities, split personalities report
Yeah,
today.
it's like a dichotomy.
So basically, they had 187,000 jobs added in July, which is above the 170,000 they thought the estimate was going to be in.
Right.
But when they look back at so this is for July. So they look back at the last 2 months, June, and I know it says June and July, but if you really look at totally, they decreased the amount of jobs that they first thought were created for 110,000 over those 2 months. So if you look at the numbers, it's saying that really hiring is slowing over. So if you look at the 3-month average, right, we only added 150,000 jobs. So if you look at over a 6-month average, it's 194,000 jobs. 12-month average used to be 257,000 jobs, and in 2022 was at 399,000. So we're actually starting to see it slow,
right?
But we're getting there. I see right now we're getting there to where we're going to see things really change. And why I'm saying that, because we have wage data. So I'm going to jump ahead because
do it.
In the BLS report, there's 2 surveys, right? The first survey is the business survey, where they come up with the job creations and how they come up with the numbers, right?
Okay.
Then they go to the household survey, in which how they do is they dial for numbers and they call people. And I guess if you answer, you're unemployed.
You couldn't be working a different shift, right?
Right. What I'm getting at is that's how they come up with the unemployment rate. And the unemployment rate increased from 3.5 to 3.8%. But one of the caveats I would put to this is the issue has been SAG has been on hiatus, right? They've been striking, the Screen Actors Guild,
right,
for months.
They're sagging.
Some of them are because they need surgery, but we'll move on. And then a couple other things been on strike and other things, and I think that's potentially could be why the unemployment rate went up. Not just because our numbers are worse. But then again, it could be the opposite side. Is it truly is when they call the household, this is what's really going on, right? These are the kitchen table kind of things you talk about. Where did I get that one from?
I don't know.
Which, his kitchen table was almost taken out by the hurricane.
Oh, yeah. And the cat, poor cat.
Yeah, that cat has died more times than any other cat I know. Good thing it has 9 lives. So,
yeah.
Cats usually have 9 lives.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So if you look at the wage data, I'm going to go back to the BLS report after I do it. The hourly wage earnings, right, rose 0.2%, which they thought was going to go up 0.3%. That's inflation.
Yeah.
If hourly earnings fell from 4.4% to 4.3%. So there's this is like death of 1,000 cuts, that whole statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So we're at that right now. And because, if you look at the hourly, it's weekly working hours are up by 0.1%, but average weekly earnings increased 0.5 instead of 4%. Now it's
4%
over year. So
okay.
In a year period, your wages went up 4%. Long story short, I guess.
Yeah.
I see that we're at the tipping point right now. I think one more month of this, we're going to see that we're not really increasing like people think we're increasing, but it's still a really tight labor market. And there's been some really quiet layoffs, which most people didn't know. They got rid of the part-time workers, the people who weren't doing a lot for a lot of these big companies, because that's where you go first. You get rid of the part-time workers. You get rid of those
overstaffed,
right? And then it's managers. How many extra managers do we need? They're out of here, right? And that's the next step. And I unfortunately, I think we're going to see more of that going forward, which is negative, but also positive for us, because then we're going to start seeing the rates get better. I saw an article that said where the mortgage rates have finally started going down, but we're still the highest it's been in 22 months. Right. It's like, no shit. We were at 2% and 3%. We're never going to see that again.
No.
And then another article is who's buying homes. And I just didn't read the whole thing, but it's basically the people who are smarter are actually buying homes.
Right.
Remember I told you I was on that podcast and I was like, I heard the story that people are buying homes and waiting for the rates to go down to refinance.
Yep.
Those dummies.
No, those smarties. They're taking advantage of a low price for a purchase.
Well, I tell everybody, we had that story about where 22 people looking at one house in the college area, and as soon as rates go down 1%, all 22 people are going to go, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And now you still can only sell it to one.
Right. And you said that most of them were saying they were waiting.
Yes.
Right. So 22 people looking at one property, or 22 couples looking at one property, and they're still waiting. What was the purchase price of that? What's the asking price? Over 7?
No. It was in the 500 and something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if it went pending, actually.
I don't know. I could ask, but
I'm looking it up right now.
You don't know which property it was. I didn't say it was
I'm
on
pretty
college.
sure was it on college?
No, as I said, I didn't say it was on college.
Well, I think
it's not the one that's in my neighborhood.
Oh,
and it's not the one I told you has been doing open houses all the time.
Well, I'm not going to be able to look for it. Those two houses.
I was driving McHenry on the way back to the office, and it was like, "What? So and so's having an open house." And I was going to stop by, but there were so many people.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not going to mess with the mojo of people walking in here, and
Yep. Wearing your real estate jerky hat?
No, I was actually in my workout clothes, so it was even worse.
Oh,
yeah,
stanky. Hey,
what's that language?
Stanky.
What's up?
What else?
There's not a lot. It's Friday.
I know. So
BLS report came out. Some other little things, nothing big. The jobs is what's most important. Once we see them actually stop having more jobs created and people start laying off, the unemployment rate goes up, we're going to see a difference in the bond market, and the bond market because right now with this report, it really kind of will hold off the Fed from tightening.
Right.
But if you look at the bonds today, we're not happy. We're down some today, and the 10-year's up.
So I saw a woman's reel today. Okay.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say you saw a woman's reel ass today. Yeah.
No, just the reel. And she's a mathematician. She said, "Do you realize that children born this year have they could possibly see the year 3000 if they live 77 years. I think that'd only be 2100.
Yes.
That's why I said she was a mathematician.
Yeah.
Don't you love that?
Yeah. So we're down actually 20 basis points today.
Why?
Yeah. It's because of this report.
Covering our bets for the weekend.
Yeah, it's a 3-day weekend. It's just the 10 years up is up by 10 basis points, 419. In the last 4 months, we were down in like 375, 385, so we're up much higher on the 10-year.
Yeah.
But you still have to do what you got to do. If just buy the home right now when you don't have competition, you can get sellers to kind of work with you because they're like, "Oh, I'm scared."
Yeah.
And people are like, "Why is my property not selling?" Well, if it's over 517,000, then you got a lot less people.
Yeah, you had a lot fewer people out there in the market.
What I would tell any agent out there is put in the comments if you can. Did you figure that out if you could?
Yeah, I did.
So can you?
I did.
All right, you put in there and just say we love VA.
Yeah.
Because veterans are worried about getting their offers accepted because people don't understand the process. But if you put in the comments that you understand that a veteran has the wherewithal as anybody else to be able to purchase that home, and they have cash, they just don't have to use it. They can pay for pest stuff now. They work it out. Put it in the comments. Say we love VA, and then guess what? You're going to have all these additional people instead of the agents calling you. Hey, will you accept a VA offer?
Well, and there's another thing you can do is in the MLS. Our MLS gives us the opportunity to say what kind of financing you would consider.
I understand that, but half the time they don't do it right.
No, they don't. It's just garbage in, garbage out. They don't remember. So my standard mode of operation is, in under 500,000 is FHA, VA, cash, submit, and then over is VA, cash, conventional, submit. Let us at least look at your offer. Other than that LOI that I got the other day.
Letters of intents don't work. No. Put it in an offer.
You put it in an offer.
One of the things I didn't bring up is the median home prices see its biggest increase in 10 months.
Median.
That means the market is going up.
Yeah.
And so if we were news reporters, we'd be saying it's the market's on fire.
Yeah, let me see if I get my eyes wide enough for that. Look,
the median value for a single family property shot up 4.8% to $379,975. This is nationwide, not locally.
Yeah, we would love some $379,000 homes over here.
Actually, I don't mind the bigger ones because you can do one and instead of having to do two.
I understand what you're saying. I understand which direction you're going there.
Yeah.
But we would have a lot of happy buyers if there were some 350s, 370s out on the market.
We're not going to. Oh, I just up there. I am. My back.
Yeah.
We're not going to. Yeah, but those houses people won't want to live in right now. That's why they need to build. We don't get us on the affordable housing. How to do it? We've said it many times before. Help builders build cheap, inexpensive by
Reduce
the land and the
costs.
costs.
Yeah.
That's where most of the cost is in the land and the all
Offsite
the stuff they
improvements.
have to do to it.
Yeah.
And even the permits and everything else. That's where the cost is.
I
mean, don't get me wrong, the actual house costs money too, but that is where they can get rid of, right? And then another thing, we were talking our pre-interview with Courtney, how he says that some of the builders there, they're building townhouses, but you don't get to pick what you want in it. They buy
it
them
comes
bulk.
fully loaded.
Yeah, and this is the counters, this is the flooring, this is this. You don't have a choice. You can always replace it later.
Exactly. Yeah, if you want to upgrade,
blinds,
do it later.
Yeah, but think about it. Most people buy new. Go, I got to put in blinds. I got to put in a backyard.
Yeah,
I got to do this.
Right. And this is affordable because they bought in bulk. I think it's a great thing to do. And that was D.R. Horton.
Yep.
And KB, right?
I know it was D.R. Horton. I don't remember if it was
he did say KB. So I thought,
he said a lot. In that pre-interview, he said a lot of things.
Yeah, true.
For us to remember every single one of them is really difficult.
I've got a crazy memory. I remember all the shit that's not important,
but none of the stuff that is.
Oh yeah, we're not going to be here Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, bring one more time. So it's not like we went away. We're just not going to. We're taking.
You got a Labor Day vacation,
and then a travel back,
and then Ed's going to be driving back.
Wife's like, let's do one more day. Okay,
yeah, I get it.
Got to keep her happy.
Well, it's important.
So she keeps me in all my. I'm just kidding. She doesn't do shit.
Your glory. Don't say that.
All right. Make it a great day. Thanks for being here.
Enjoy your 3-day weekend.
Yes.
For those of you who get one.
Man, thanks for watching and thanks for listening if you're on the podcast.
Yep.
Make it a great day and have a safe holiday.